Right back to the drawing board on trying to get to grips with AIDS prevention. Front page of the Daily Mirror, Ozzy, My Sex Abuse Agony. World exclusive interview with Ozzy Osbourne, who says he was sexually abused when he was a child. 2 boys used to wait for him when he came back from school and do nasty things to him. It affects him to this day.
And front page of the Daily Star.
Sometimes it does.
This is supposed to be peace, but it's looking a lot like war. American soldiers killed 54 Iraqis after foiling planned ambushes on convoys north of Baghdad. Local doctors say 8 civilians were killed in the crossfire. The word this morning is Tony Blair's planning a big backdown over a plan that threatened him with his biggest backbench revolt. MPs against university top-up fees have forced the government to put off a key vote on it. By midweek, there could be 150 rebels. The main problem, variable fees will leave different students with different debts. Here's the word from one student this morning.
Make a living, get a good job and everything, haven't they still pay back what they owe from university? The government really should be trying to encourage more people to go to university than saying we have to pay more.
It's a very, very solid day.
Now it's official, we are a nation of sloppy dresses. In a survey found nearly a quarter of us say that we like to keep up with the fashions. So that's the hard work that we do with our
Jessica Chapman who never confirmed because of the type of spot where they were done. It's been claimed Ian Huntley denies making the 2 Samuels knew the area well and confronted that fact. Linda West is hosting an Arabian Court Foundation how to claim against allegations he was involved in a compromising incident in his final 7. As Britain continues to strip Pakistani Omar, Central Rural AIDS warrants still have nothing to do managers here. Sports News Lab, the latest result.
Book now for Sweet Panic at the Duke of York's Theatre, an urban thriller starring the absolutely fabulous Jane Horrocks.
For this and other top shows, call the LBC ticket hotline now. 0870 800 973. LBC 97.3. Tuned in to London.
This is LBC 97.3.
It's 3:31, I'm Claire Miller. It was all going a little too smoothly for the Tories, but not anymore. Michael Portillo has announced he's to stand down as Kensington and Chelsea MP at the next election. He says he's lost his enthusiasm for the cut and thrust of politics. In a statement just released, he says it was not meant as a snub to new leader Michael Howard, who'd offered him a job in the new shadow cabinet. It was off the wedding of Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Bradley. The pair themselves received damages of just over £14,000, but OK Magazine, which had an exclusive deal with the
And how much was this, you say? somebody else you tried to buy from in the future might now use it executive. Very good. Last year I interviewed a guy called John Fryer. Are you familiar with his name? John Fryer decided to sell everything he had in his entire life, piece by piece, on eBay to the highest bidder. And he had one evening and invited all his friends over to tag all the possessions that he had in his apartment in New York, and he put them all up for sale on eBay. In the end, there was about 600 things, including
Her Highness, the heir to the throne should give an no-holds-barred interview to somebody, not too aggressive, or just leave it, and as I think your newspaper said, sweat it out in silence.
There's no question. I spoke to people close to him this morning. There's no way he'll be doing a television interview. I think that would be quite mad. The last time he did that was with Dimbleby when he made a famous adultery confession, which quite clearly was a mistake doing so. I think in this particular instance, that enough people have spoken out in supporting Prince of Wales, and I think this latest claim interview by somebody who's very close to the actual coalface, as it were, puts the whole thing into perspective. No one has on television. I don't need anything on television about. This is tittle-tattle nonsense. But frankly, I think now will go away, and it's the right strategy that Prince of Wales has adopted.
And having first prosecuted a doctor for performing a late abortion, the Reverend Joanna Jepson says the procedure on a fetus showed signs of a cleft palate was not necessary. It looks like the defence in the Soham murder trial will start later. It's expected the prosecution will wrap up its case this morning. Ian Huntley denies murdering Holly and Jessica. Maxine Carr denies lesser charges. Depression is costing more than £9 billion a year, and that's only in England. The figures include treatment, the loss of working days, and early death. But this might cheer you up. Men under 65 who live here in the southeast have the lowest risk of dying of heart disease. This from a health study reported this morning in the Telegraph. Now, it is official. We are a nation of sloppy dressers. In a survey, apparently only a quarter of us say that we like to keep up with the fashions, and less than half of us believe that we've got style. Apparently, the French top the poll as the most image-conscious in Europe. Well, my tank top, moustache, and monitor. Certainly in good stead for many years.